Good afternoon. Today we're in the town of Granola, Kansas. Granola was a combination of two towns that were 6 miles apart. One was called Grainfield, the other one was called Canola. The cattle drive started coming in here, and then they decided to combine. They formed Granola as the town. GR from the grain field and Ola from the canola. So it became Granola. From 1881 to 1884, this was the largest cattle shipping point in the United States. They've got a great museum here. Me and the wife, I was taking her here to go through it. They're closed today, unfortunately. But they've got the old machinery out front. We've got an old John Deere tractor there, an old John Deere cultivator right there in front of us. And then this is a Deering McCormick thresher, and this is a precursor to what we know as combines today. This is what this is. It really was pulled by a team of oxen. It kind of stayed in one spot, and then they would take that one spot and they would take the one spot, move it from spot to spot, thresh the grain out, move the spout over, put it in the wagon, then they'd move it. My grandmother used to talk about, my great-grandfather used to have one of these, and she said it was a long, hard days at work. Just constantly working all day. And we are on the main drag. There's a lot of cars going to and fro, so you're going to hear a lot of that. Even in the town of Granola, there's still a few cars, a few people here. It's not a very big town. I don't even know the population. I'm going to guess less than 200. But anyway, and you can see the size of the elevator behind us right there. It's really a nice, unique place. It's a fun place to come to. All right, I've went on long enough about that. So we're here about J.W. Dant. J.W. Dant's a bottled and bond Heaven Hill 4-year-old Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. 100 proof, Bardstown product. Don't know what else, much else there's to say about it. It's pretty much a standard bottled and bond bourbon. It's not very expensive. This was $14.59. That's what I paid for it, and I think it can be had cheaper, but that's what what I got it for at the liquor store I was at. It is a fairly decent bourbon itself in what it is. It's for the price, it's hard to beat. It's a good bourbon, really and truly is. It's got a good amber +1 on it. Coats the glass very well. I forgot water. I was going to add water to it, but I didn't bring it with me. I ain't got nothing in the car. I have to take care of that. It's got the corn to it. Brown sugar. The oak is there. There is a faint citrus note to it, very faint. Almost a raspberry note. I get that common sometimes. There's vanilla too. Now the vanilla's opened up just a little bit. That vanilla's coming to the front. It's definitely more on the brown sugar side. Something else. It's not. Yeah, I go more with cinnamon than nutmeg. There's that on the nose too. That about covers the nose on it. It's sweet. You get the corn. But that brown sugar and that corn are working hand in hand. They're running down that road together. There's oak. There's more oak. There's a little bit of cinnamon in the background. The vanilla's coming on now. It delivers really in a lot of ways. It's actually a fairly good bourbon. What the heck did that come from? I don't know. I think it was a little bug, a little gnat. He can't drink more than me. He leaves that, but now I'm getting just a little bit of that, the woodiness now, and it's lingering in the palate, or in the mid part of the palate. This is a medium to long finish. That's a very good finish. Now we have the oak's leaving. We're left with the vanilla and the brown sugar. And that's just sitting there. Just sitting there. Not offensive, not obtrusive in any way. Very solid, very, very solid. It's a solid bourbon. $14.59. You'd be hard pressed to find something better for that price range. I love the way it greets you on the palate. Without water, the up front on the palate and the way it just kind of immediately greets you. That's the best part of this bourbon. That initial, it's kind of windy, guys, but that initial, the initial hello on it is really, really good. The palate is better than the nose and better than the finish, but as it lingers into the finish, it's really good. For $14 and let's call it 15 bucks. Even at 15 bucks, this is better than any other. Well, Evan Williams Bottled and Bond, it would hold it. I'll have to do a comparison. That would be a good comparison. But this really sets well. It really does. If it wasn't for that slight tannicness in the oak in the middle part of that finish before that finally starts to fade, as the caramel and the corn and all that, I mean the brown sugar and the corn, all that died down, there's a little tannicness that develops, but then that fades, and once that fades, you're just left with that vanilla brown sugar. It's hard to beat. This is a solid drinking. This is a solid everyday drinking bourbon. Is it gonna win any awards? Probably not. Is it good and almost really good for what it is? Yeah, it really and truly is. It really and truly is. I'm going to give it a score. I'm going to give it a score of 85 out of 100, even though you guys might think, whoa, wait a minute. That's not that. That's plenty high. 85 out of 100 is a good score for this. It's a good repurchase. 85 out of 100 is a repurchase. 85 out of 100 is something I would offer somebody if they wanted a good introduction into bourbon. This was be a great one. This is just a solid bourbon. Now, is it Elijah Craig or any of the? No, we're not talking that league of bourbon. But it is a solid bourbon. I've said it enough. 86 out of 100. I'm good with that. I think I said 85. We're going to make it 86 out of 100 now. 86 is coming to mind. Remember, the spirit in your glass isn't running from you. Take your time, sip and enjoy it. You'll be better for it, as will we all. And this is a wonderful, wonderful spot in this little town. I'll add some stills in so y'all can see it. With that, I'll talk to you later.